Tahoe is freezing from time to time.
Yeah, got that.
This time of year, yeah, probably is freezing. Oh, he means macOS Tahoe. He says, hello, Dave, Adam, and Pete. I contacted you a few weeks ago regarding issues I was experiencing after installing macOS Tahoe. I encountered several problems, some of which I initially assumed were related to the Bartender app or Alfred. One persistent issue was intermittent, unexpected system freezes. But today...
This sounds very familiar. I'm like here with bated breath. Keep going, please.
But today I came across an article that referenced below, and we'll link to it in the show notes at Macworld article. And implementing its recommendations resolve the problem. So he had emailed us, and I think we discussed this, where we were talking about upgrading and that sort of thing, going back and forth. Should you upgrade to Tahoe? And he was experiencing these freezing issues. Well, he found an answer, so he's sharing that with us. The article identifies specific settings that should be disabled. I would strongly recommend that everybody review it and make the suggested adjustments. Turn off these, and I'll tell you what they are here in a second. And later, you may want to turn off. I think he means off one or both, or maybe back on when it gets resolved. But it's related to Spotlight. And it looks like it's in I should have looked up the article. I'm assuming it's in your Spotlight settings.
It is. It's in System Settings. Spotlight is where you're gonna see this.
The two settings are show related content, so turning that off, and then help improve search, turning that off. And it looks like show related content allows content from Apple partners to be shown when searching or when looking up text objects and photos. And the help Apple improve search that's where I think you send your data, you allow your data to be sent to Apple securely and privately, and then they use that to help improve searching. So maybe some of that syncing related to that is causing some issues, and Apple needs to maybe look into something, I would assume there. But he says, I hope these help those who have similar experiences. Thank you.
So I have done this on my most affected Mac, and it makes a huge difference. Yeah. So what I will share, though, it's interesting when you are on macOS 26 and you go into that, system settings Spotlight. I think it's Spotlight and something else, but it's the one that starts with Spotlight. I'm not on 26 here in the studio yet, so I can't. Yeah. But that show-related content thing takes a minute to populate. And in fact, even once it begins to populate, it's not always finished, because on one of my Macs, I went in and I looked quick because these two settings are in slightly different spots on the screen. I looked, show related content was set to off. I was like, great, let me look at this help improve Apple search thing. That was on. I turned it off and I looked up and show related content was on. So it's like whatever is happening, system settings is like looking through things to decide what the user interface elements should say. And it doesn't, like, that process happens in real time. So give it a second, wait before, because I thought, oh, it's already off on this. I was like, oh, like my first thought was that's too bad, because I was like, I really thought this machine was affected by this. And sure enough, it was. It just took a minute. It was so affected that it was slow at pulling up the results for this query. So Kirit, thank you. And yes, we've put the link in the show notes, but it really is just show related content and help Apple improve search. They're just being a little too aggressive with whatever's happening there.